Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jimmy, and with Samsung One UI 8 with Android 16 officially launched with the stable version for the Galaxy S25 devices, I'm going to share with you all of the things that you should definitely try the moment you get Samsung One UI 8. First up, let's take a look at this dynamic wallpaper. Now with this dynamic wallpaper, it does change all the time. So just like with dynamic wallpaper for your lock screen, how it changes every single time that you use it, and it changes throughout the day, you can see that it's changing here. Now it was around noon when this green color kind of went to the middle. This morning that color was kind of over here. So I don't know if it has to do with the time of the day, and maybe this will move over here later, but there's a bunch of different options you can change and choose. First up, what you want to do is go anywhere on your screen that is empty. You do a press and hold, and then you go down to Wallpaper and Style. Now this is where you go to your Change Wallpapers. And then as you scroll down, you'll be able to find these ones down over here underneath Colors, and you have a couple of them that are dynamic, which again will change through the day and change every day. Now you have this one right over here that kind of has the little gradient going like this. And then you also have the other one with is the circle, which is the one that we are using right now. So if you would like to have either the gradient or the circle, once you go here, you can have it for your lock screen or home screen or however you like to have it all set up. So right now, currently I have mine set up for the home screen. Now, when you are here, you can still then change this style. So again, if you want it to be kind of gradient like this, if you want it to look different like this, so you have 4 different options. And when you see these colors right here, these will always change. So the first time that I did this, it was more of like a pinkish type of color that showed up, which was this image right here. So this was the first one that it kind of gave me, and then this is the one that it gave me today. And again, as I said, this morning, this little circle was down over here in this corner. Feature number 2, this is called the 90-10 split. So what you can do here is you can have an application running, and then you can have and open up another application. Say that we open up Telegram. So this is a way that you can have 2 running at the same time, but you can have one of them bigger than the other. Now, down over here, you will feel a little snap. This is where you place it here. This is where you can have your main page open, and then you can just tap right down over here. So if you're just switching between a couple different applications, this is how you can go between the 2. Now, you can always change whatever is on the bottom. So I'm just going to swipe up with a couple fingers, and I'm going to put in, let's say, my gallery. So now I got my gallery here, and then this one is still my music. So it's a way that you can have a full screen experience with something, and then easily switch and flip right back over to the other. So again, you can have the full experience right here. So this is just called the 90-10 split. Feature number 3, this is for your secure folder, and what you can do is that you can hide this. So let me place in my code. Now, once you're inside of your secure folder, the top right-hand side, this is where you can go down and you can hide the secure folder. So this way, it is not going to be an application on your screen. Now you just go right over here. It is now hidden. And then where I'd be able to find it is right up over here inside of my quick settings. And inside of the quick settings, you can see that it's sitting just right here. So I can tap on this and then go right back inside. As I was editing this video, I forgot to mention that if you don't want your secure folder to be shown right here, all you'd have to do is just hit on the little edit button. You can edit here, and then you just take this off. Then you just hit on done. Now, where you'd be able to find it, again, it's not an application on your home screens or anywhere. It's not a quick setting. Just go inside of your settings on the top right. Then this is where you head over into your security and privacy. Then you head down over into more security settings, and then there is your secure folder. And as you saw with this screen here, looks like my dynamic wallpaper has shifted quite a bit since the last time I was recording. With this new secure folder here though, for some reason when it comes down over into the settings and the whole lock and exit, there was an option where the moment you got out of secure folder, it would just lock up. Now it'll happen when your screen is turned off or after a certain time frame. Now, in order for you to just make sure that this one just stays, locked and secured, which is what secure folder is supposed to be, if I go to my recent applications down over here, you can see that I can still get inside of it. So when you're done with this session, just make sure you tap on the lock and exit, and then now it's locked and exited. So I'm hoping Samsung will bring that one feature back where once you close out of it, it automatically locks. For feature number 4, let's go inside of the camera, and for this one, rather than you swiping up and down to switch and flip-flop your cameras from the selfie camera to the rear cameras, if you swipe up or swipe down, it'll open up your quick settings, which might make it a little bit easier to navigate and work around your phone. Now, to turn this one on or switch it between the camera shifting, or if you had it off, or to switch it to opening up the quick settings, you just go right there, which is the swipe preview up down. You can have it off if you'd like. So maybe you're just trying to swipe something off and you don't want it to do anything. If you're somebody who would rather have it for switching of cameras, which is something I am used to, but with this update, I'm going right here, which is open quick controls, because I would rather practice this and then see exactly which one I would really like. So you can switch and do all of this good stuff. But if tapping this icon is a little bit harder for you because it is smaller than even this one here, then maybe flip-flopping and putting your little swipes for the quick settings might be the better option. Feature number 5, this is for the dynamic clock on the lock screen, which I have shown in the past. Now this works with people as well as pets. Now you just have to make sure that it's inside of portrait. So what you can do is you can press and hold anywhere that's empty on your lock screen, and then this is where you will be able to tap on the clock. And right over here, you can see that that is the only one that is moving. None of these other fonts is moving along. That means that this is the dynamic clock. Now, if you have an image there and this doesn't move, that means it's just not compatible with it. So this is where you can, move the bird around, or it was a person, whatever it may be. This right here will just interact with the clock. So you're able to put this anywhere you would like to. I kind of like having that little dome. If you remember my past wallpaper that I had, it was a picture of my son, and then it just kind of went like along his head and up his hair. So you can do this with people, pets, whatever. This is your dynamic clock. You just have to ensure you have the second one that is selected. Now this was one thing that I did, which was try to do this with 2 images, because I still really liked this image right here. I kind of zoomed in a little bit. I put it right there. And then you can see here that it's not moving. Now I'm hoping sometime in the future, Samsung will be able to allow the dynamic lock screen clock to work with multiple images. The only issue I see here is that because this one is placed here, and it doesn't really work the best with this image, but it worked better with the other image because I have 2 different items right here, it's because it would maybe just have too much work for it to kind of switch around and move automatically. I mean, it is already dynamic, but maybe in the future it'd be a really cool feature somehow if you'd be able to have more than just one image that will work along with that dynamic clock. And since we are talking about the lock screen here, let's also talk about that feature down here, which is called the Now Brief. So this is just giving you a Now Brief, and you're able to read it without even having to really unlock your device. So you will have your Now Brief on your lock screen towards the bottom, and it pops up several times a day. You'll have a good morning one, you'll probably have one right around noon or afternoon, and then you'll have a nighttime one. Now once you tap on it, it will go away. But if you would still like to see what is on the inside of that, as you can see here, it did go away. If you just want to see what was inside, you'd be able to tap on your Now Brief that could be on your home screen just to take a look at what it's showing you. Now, sometimes this does show a lot more than this. Sometimes I am scrolling a little bit more. It just happens to be that with this one in particular, it's not showing too much. Now, this is where you can go through, and then you can also choose what you would like to include with the Now Brief. And here's one of the things you might want to take a look at. So as I tapped on it with my lock screen, it was able to expand my Now Brief without unlocking. If you'd like to have it to where you would have to unlock your phone first with your fingerprint or face recognition or PIN or password, then you just have to make sure that you can turn that one off. Feature number 7, you are now able to Portrait Studio your pet. Now, if you take a picture inside your camera with the portrait mode on, you are able to then do some type of a portrait to turn them into, a cartoon or an oil painting. You can now do that with your pets. Once you take a picture and you have this effect that's going on, you go inside of your Galaxy AI, and then you can swipe on over, and there is your Portrait Studio. So you can do this as a 3D cartoon, you can do a fisheye lens. So I'm going to go through and generate it. You have oil painting and a few other options. So hopefully you'll be able to get some really fun images, taking your pet and then turning it into something else. So you have your oil painting, you have 3D cartoon, and then you also have studio. I'm going to go with the 3D cartoon real fast. I'm going to move to studio, and then we will move on to the next feature. I just want to see what these ones look like. So this is that 3D cartoon, and it could always change every single time depending on what situation and where you're at when you take pictures of your pets. So now this one, we're going to head over right inside of Studio. So this one right here, it's just a fun little thing to do with your pets. You can take a look at the original, and then you'd also be able to download this one. And you also have the option right there to save copy. Now, if you're not happy with this one on any of these ones that you have done over here, and if you ever go back to the other ones, it'll keep what you have. If you want to have another type of fisheye image, just swipe over and then generate a new one. Feature number 8 is the Enhanced AI Select. Now, the moment you tap on this, it's going to open up. Then you're just able to draw something. So you can draw like a little line, you can draw a square, whatever you want. You can move all of these around. And I will show you right now that when you see all of those 4 little tabs right there, you are in the mode of just moving this around, having full control. It is not doing that whole copy text. Now, when you go to copy text, you will see all of these corners. All of that does go away. Sometimes you are able to move this square around to make it a little bit easier. So you can see that I finally grabbed that little tail to move it. But if you're inside of this little mode right here of the text, then all you got to do is just drag these little, tails down to where you actually want them to be. And this is also pretty smart, where if I just tap right over here, it probably thinks that I want to copy that text. Or if I tap on this icon there, it's just going to go right around there and it's not doing the text. And maybe it just wants me to copy this image or even pin it. Feature number 9, let's talk about the grouped alarms. So when you go inside of your clock, this is where you can create a whole group for just one thing. So this is all the alarms for school. This is all my alarms for a game called Whiteout Survival. If I wanted to turn all these ones on, I can do it all with just one little tap. Also, what you can do is if you want to add in another alarm to this little group right here, and maybe you already had it created and you don't want to make another one, just go to this little plus button. This is where you can either add a new alarm if you don't have it, but if you do have it and it's existing, you can add in this existing alarm. You just tap on one of these and it'll be moved over into this group. Now, what's nice about this, again, you can always turn all of them off at the same time or turn them all back on. Now, when it comes down over into summer, what you can do is you can turn this one off, and that's all of them. So you can see that none of them are set, or I can turn it right back on and now all of my alarms are set. Feature number 10, this is where if you go inside of your gallery and you take a look at a video. Now, originally, in order for you to go through and take out audio, so like your audio eraser, like wind, noise, music, or even, talking, you would have to go into the video and edit it and open up your, Galaxy AI and such. What you can do is as you are just viewing it from this page, you have this icon right there, and now it's able to erase the noise. So it's automatically going through, so this way you'd be able to hear what it could sound like with audio eraser. But in order for you to actually have this feature and you edited the video, you do have to go inside of edit, and then inside of the edit, then this is where you're able to tap on your volume. And then this is where you go to audio eraser, and then this is where you do all of those things, wind, noise, talking, music, whatever the case. So you'll have all of the stuff that would actually be doing it. And then once you actually make all of these adjustments and you make it sound really good, then you apply the edits. That is how you apply the edit. And then now you have saved it onto this video. It just happens to be in Samsung One UI 8, as you go into your gallery and then you just want to listen to it rather than going into the full video editor, you can see what it would sound like with erasing of the noise. Feature number 11, this is inside of the phone dialer. On the top right hand side, go to those 3 little dots and then head into settings. Now what you can do here is have call captions. If you're somebody who loves watching movies and TV shows with captions on the screen as it's happening, you're going to love this one. And I did actually have mine turned on. I turned it off for the sake of this video so I can turn it back on for you. But it shows what each person says on the screen during the calls. Now captions can be useful when hearing is difficult. So if needed, you can inform the other person that the call is being captioned. And then you can see on the bottom down here, you can have language. So if you'd like to change the language of the text on the screen, you can have it as, Chinese or English, Spanish, Arabic, Dutch, other types of English, United Kingdom, Australian, India, French from Canada and French from France. You have German, Hindi, Italian, Japanese, Korean. You have all of these ones here that you're able to choose from to show all of that text on the screen. And then lastly, to finish this video off with feature number 12, that is the better visuals and better animation with Samsung's weather widget or weather application. Now, all you'd have to do is just open this one up right over here and you can see the improvement if you want to compare it versus what One UI 7 was. Now, all of these will always change. It could be raining, and if it is raining, it's raining on like this whole screen. If it's cloudy, it'll be cloudy. If it's snowing, it'll be snowing. Now, I remember going through and looking at a whole bunch of different like cities and different states and such, and trying to find other places that have a different weather than me, maybe somebody that was raining or snowing. That's something that you can do as well. Just go to the search button, and if you know it's raining somewhere else, just type in that city or that location. And then this way you can see all of the animations if you are curious. So that's everything I wanted to cover in today's video. I know that my past video was just talking about the update being here. That one was not meant to go in depth to show you everything that is new. that was to inform you of the new update. This is the video of the in-depth and everything that's brand new and everything that you first should try the moment you get yourself Samsung One UI 8 with Android 16. Hopefully you guys have appreciated this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.